Yeah, you guys are probably looking at my video title, like it's crazy. Like how does tall height and masculinity make it harder to get women? You guys are probably saying or thinking, oh, women love tall guys. Women love masculine guys. What are you talking about? But you have to understand, yes, on paper, women are more attracted to tall guys. Women are more attracted to masculine guys. But we're living in strange ass times. The game is different nowadays. Women, these women nowadays are so far gone. They're strange as shit. What normally applied to women in the past doesn't apply to a lot of women nowadays. Like, yeah. And furthermore, things are just different for black men. You know, Black men, we have a different reality than other races of men. So like this is more true for black guys actually than it is true for other races of men. Like, yes, women are attracted to height, tall height, and masculinity. You know, but as a black man, this society will oppose you for your tall height and your masculinity. In this racist society, as a black man, you're gonna experience some strange ass shit. You're gonna experience a high level of opposition if you're a tall, masculine black man. You're gonna experience some strange ass shit. And a lot of your funny experiences as a tall, masculine black man is going to be with women. You know, and I could tell you guys from firsthand experience. I'm a tall, masculine, dark skinned black man. And I'm good looking, and I have some pretty strange, pretty weird experiences with women. Like me personally, I can't just talk to women. I can't just walk up and approach women. You know, it's weird as fuck. I can't just walk up and approach women. Like they always have their guard up against me. Women always have their guard up against me, and they always act difficult. They be acting difficult as fuck with me, and I already know. I'm black pill. I'm a quote unquote woke black man. So I already know like why I get a lot of the funny experiences that I do. And I know it's because I'm a black man over 6 foot. I'm good looking and I'm masculine. You know, I'm the type of black man that this society has an issue with. You know, so I get a lot of pushback and funny behavior, especially from women. And shit is real crazy. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy that height, tall height, and masculinity, things that women, two qualities that women are naturally, sexually, and physically attracted to, can make it harder for a black man to get women. You know, you have to understand that. You have to understand that Black men, we are stereotyped. Black men are stereotyped. There's a lot of stereotypes, negative stereotypes against black men, you know. And one of the stereotypes of black men is hypersexualization. Hypersexualization, black men, we are hypersexualized. No one else in the world, you know, is hypersexualized like the American black man. Everything you do as an American black man is hypersexualized. Like everyone has the eye out on you for your sexuality. You know, you can't even walk past a female as an American black man without that female thinking you're trying to sleep with them. It's like, and it's something that other races of men they don't have to deal with as much. And let me be more specific about what type of black man is mainly hypersexualized. It's not really all black men who are hypersexualized to that extent. The main type of black men who are hypersexualized, over sexualized, are black men who are over 6 foot, specifically black men who are like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", and like 6'4". If you're like a black man who's like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", and you're masculine, and you're darker skinned, and if you're good looking too, to add on to that, you are going to be hypersexualized like a motherfucker. You're going to be hypersexualized like a motherfucker. Like when you're like a 6'2", 6'3", good looking, dark skinned black guy, and you're masculine, women hypersexualize you. I can't even be around a woman without them thinking I want to approach them. I could just sense that shit. 80% of communication is nonverbal. So I know when I'm around a woman, whenever I get around women, they think I'm trying to hit on them. I want to hit on them. And it when you're hypersexualized, it makes it harder for you to approach women in a lot of cases. You know, when you're hypersexualized, it's harder for you to approach women in a lot of cases. You know, like when women see me, women hypersexualize me. I'm like a 6'3", dark skinned dude, good looking, masculine. And when women see me, that hypersexualize me because how look, I'm a black man, like with the qualities I just mentioned. So they hypersexualize me. As soon as women see me, they think, oh, this tall dark skinned dude over here, he wants sex. Everything about you, sex, sex, sex. They automatically think, oh, this tall black guy over here, he good looking too, he masculine. Oh, as soon as they see me, they thinking sex. He wants sex from me. He wants sex. So then they put their guard up. They put their guard up and they start playing these non-verbal games. They put their guard up and they start playing these non-verbal games, which make it harder for you to approach them. The non-verbal guard they put up makes it harder for you to approach them. But let me tell you this. Let's say if I wasn't hypersexualized, let's say if I was a shorter black guy, let's say I was like a 5'6" black guy and I was just average looking, right? If I'm a 5'6" black guy and I'm average looking, I'm not the 6'2", 6'3", masculine, good looking, dark skinned guy. I'm just a 5'6", average looking black guy, you know, and the 5'6" black guy, you know, who's average looking, he is not going to be hypersexualized by women as much. The 5'6" black guy who's average looking, he is not going to be hypersexualized and stereotyped by women as much. So when women see a 5'6" black guy, you know, they're not really perceiving you as much through the lens of sexuality. So when women see that 5'6" average looking black guy, they're not automatically gonna be thinking, "Oh, that 5'6" average looking black guy, he wants to approach me. All he wants is sex, 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 sex." They're not gonna be thinking that about the 5'6" average looking black guy. That all he wants is sex, sex, sex. So since you're not gonna be hypersexualized like the taller black guy, women are not gonna really have their guard up against you. You know, when you're a taller, masculine, good-looking black guy, women automatically think you want to approach them. But when you're a shorter black guy, 5'6" average-looking dude, when women see you, they don't hypersexualize you, and they're not gonna automatically assume that you want to approach them. So they're not gonna have their guard up. And once a woman doesn't have their guard up around you, it makes it easier to approach and talk to them, you know? So like there are advantages of being a shorter guy. There are advantages of being a shorter black guy. It's less games involved. Like I'm telling y'all from straight up experience. I know what I'm talking about, man. I'm telling y'all from experience. When you're a tall, masculine, good-looking black guy, women automatically assume you want their pussy. So they start playing these little games, these nonverbal games, and they'll make it harder for you to approach them. And sometimes they'll get intimidated. You know, they put their guard up, and sometimes they even get intimidated. So, man, I'll be hearing dudes complaining about height this, height that. Sometimes height, especially height and masculinity as a black man, sometimes that shit can work against you. And another benefit of being shorter, especially being shorter as a black guy, is they're going to be less stereotyped. You know, the metaphorical image of a black man is a tall black man who's like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", basketball built, athletic built, and decent looking. That's the metaphorical, and dark skin most of the time. That's the metaphorical image of a black man. That's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", decent looking, dark skin, masculine, basketball built, athletic built. That's the metaphorical image of a black man. When people first think of a black man, that's the image of a black man that first comes to their mind. You know, when people first think of a black man, that image of a black man comes to their head. They're not thinking of no 5'6", 5'2", 5'4" black guy. You feel me? When other races of men tell their daughters not to fuck with black men, they're not talking about the 5'2", 5'3" black guys. When other races of men tell their daughters not to fuck with black guys, the type of black guys they're talking about, for the most part, are the 6'2", 6'3", attractive black guys who look like they can play basketball, or basketball built, athletic built. That's the type of black guy. That's the type of black guys other race of men have in their mind when they tell their daughters not to fuck with black men. You feel me? They're not thinking when other races of men tell their daughters not to fuck with black guys. They're not talking about don't fuck with the light skinned black guys. Don't fuck with the black guys who look like Stephen Curry. No, they mean don't fuck with the tall, dark skinned black motherfuckers, the real black men. They're not talking about the 5'2", 5'3" black men who are non-threatening to society. No, when people talk about black men, black manhood. Okay, let me say this: black manhood is basically synonymous with 6'2", 6'3", dark skinned black man. Black manhood is basically synonymous with 6'2", 6'3", dark skinned black men, for the most part, who carry themselves with their masculinity, you know. And like I said earlier, the metaphorical image, the true image of black manhood is that 6'2", 6'3", dark skinned black guy who is like athletic built. That's the true image of black manhood. So that's the image of black manhood that has that taboo on it. You know, taller black men were more representative of black manhood. So we're more likely to be stereotyped and there's more of a taboo attached to us, you know. But if you're a shorter black guy, the taboo on you, the stereotypes against you isn't going to be as strong. So since you're less likely to be stereotyped as a shorter black guy, some women might be more comfortable to give you a chance or being seen with you in public. You know, that race factor against you as a shorter black guy, the race factor against you isn't as strong because you're not as representative of black manhood like that 6'2", 6'3" dark skinned dude. So women who are racist are women who grew up in a racist household or women who just like we live in a racist society who and a lot of women who have a certain mentality, you know, they might have less of an angst against a shorter black guy because in their perception, you're less of a black man. You're not the stereotypical black guy who their parents said stay away from. You feel me? Like you see what I'm saying? Like me, like there's more stereotypes tied to being a taller, dark skinned dude, you know. Like me, I'm 6'3". I'm a dark skinned dude. As soon as I go to a grocery store, security guards follow me around because they think I'm stealing. You know, if a 5'6" black guy goes to a grocery store, the security guards aren't gonna be following their ass around thinking they finna steal. That's because me, I'm more representative of black manhood. And there's more stereotypes against me because I'm more representative of black manhood. Oh, black men steal, black men rob. you know, when people say black men steal, black men rob, usually the type of black men that have in their head of that criminal black man isn't a 5'2", 5'3" black man. It's usually of a taller, dark skinned dude. So like, man, your height and your masculinity is like can work against you as a black man in this society. Like, it could cause people to demonize you, stereotype you, or like some people actually, a lot of people in this society, want to tear your black ass down for being a tall, attractive, masculine black man. And a lot of women will reject you to tear your black ass down because you are a real black man. You feel me? So, like, a lot of dudes be thinking they can't get girls because they shorter or whatever, man. Or tall dudes, tall black guys have it easier because they're more masculine. I mean, that's some bullshit, man. I'm telling you for first-hand experience, man. There's like a very strong opposition against taller black guys who carry themselves in their masculinity. But all right, you guys, peace.